Hello, this is a 34-foot Grand Design Reflection travel trailer. And the reason I'm making this video, I'm going to go through the winterization process. And the reason I'm making this video is when we bought this travel trailer, I used YouTube to find out how to do a lot of things to it. It was very helpful. But there wasn't something specific to this unit, and the manual doesn't really apply. It is common sense though, but at the same time, you know, it's a significant investment, and when you're winterizing an RV, you want to make sure you have it right, especially up here in northern Illinois. It gets very cold in the winter, and you're always questioning, you know, did I do it right? Did I forget something? And anyway, so we've had it. This is a 2017. We've had it for quite a few years now, since COVID, and we've made it through all the winters. And so the procedure I used works for this model. Like I said, a 34-foot Grand Design Reflection 2017. It's a beautiful trailer, and so I'll take you through the process, and I hope you find it helpful. Thanks. So, first thing we're going to do is turn off the refrigerator outside here. So we'll let that defrost. It's a week or so till I have to take the camper in for winter storage, and so it'll be defrosted by the time. So what you just seen me do is open up the sliders. Obviously you want to have some room in here to work. I'll also show you on the panel that even though I know I've emptied these tanks, these switches never seem to be accurate. So freshwater tank, black tank, it says it's half full. That's not correct. Gray tank 1, gray tank 2, those are empty as well. Okay, one thing to be sure of when you're closing up your camper for the winter, and it's one of those things that's good not to have forgotten. Obviously, if there's anything still in here that you haven't been looking for, get rid of it. If it's something you can still use in the house, that's fine. Refrigerator can be wiped down. The freezer is going to need to be defrosted, of course. So generally, there's some ice and stuff that'll build up in here. It's a good idea if you have one to take a towel. Paper towel's handy. Anyways, take a towel and just put it up in here for now. It'll help catch some of that water. Now, I can leave these open for a while for like a fast defrost, but on these there's a small little clip that you use to hold the door open but in a locked position. There it goes. Just had to pull up on the door a little bit. So now as you're rolling down the road, these are going to stay open, and it's not going to allow mold and humidity, you know, stuff to get in there and get moldy while your camper's in storage. One other thing I'd say before you put your camper up for the season, there's different brands of rodent repellent. Mice get into campers. I don't care how nice or expensive a camper you have. Everybody in the camping community knows about it. So these help along with traps, right? But they don't like the smell of this stuff, and so you put it around different areas in your camper, like in drawers and cabinets and closed drawers, and it will it's a further repellent. Hopefully it keeps them out, you know, and they go somewhere else or go to the next guy's camper who doesn't have it. So while I'm in here, after I got done with the fridge, I'm going to open up the sink, and then I'm going to just open up the drain here, because I'm going to open up the low point drains on the camper, and you know, you want to have one of the drains inside here open, hopefully to let everything come out. So I can't remember what they call this, but it's some sort of station. But anyways, it's a station for where you have all your settings for how you're going to run your water on this particular camper, and it's pretty nice. So up here it's got all of your settings. You know, you don't need to even know how to read to figure it out, just look at the colors. So anyways, for winterization, it says winterize siphon fixtures via a pump, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to pump the antifreeze in. So I'm going to set these. Following that diagram, and then we'll get started. So underneath the camper, you can see this is our freshwater drain for the freshwater holding tank for when we're dry camping. This is the overflow as you're filling it, and these are the low point drains. This is the lowest point on the camper. Blue is for cold water, red is for hot water. So this one, what I'm going to do here is just make sure that our freshwater tank is empty. I'm going to drain the water heater. The water heater is going to be separate from this process. It's now isolated the way we have that set for winterization. Okay. So we're going to just drain the water out of this thing. And it's not very elegant, and I don't have a wrench. I have both many wrench sizes, metric and inch, and they don't seem to fit. The thing you got to watch is it's box cylinders. It's plastic, and so it's very delicate. So we're going to undo this, and we're going to let this drain out. It's almost like they designed this to fail. I'm guessing they're worried about corrosion. I can see some water starting to drip out of it, so we're getting close to where we can kind of get in there and turn it by hand soon. Okay, so my camera ran out of memory space. So anyways, this is open, and again, the water just runs out, it runs down here. It doesn't seem right, but that's the way it's designed. So I'm just going to leave it open for now. Like I showed you, I mean, we have box cylinders all over the place. You don't want to leave it open for long, and you definitely don't want to forget where this went. So I'll leave it right here. I'll leave this open and let the hot water tank dry. So I'm trying to do this with one hand, but we have emptied the freshwater holding tank. So I'm going to close that, and now I'm going to open the cold. I've already broke these loose a little bit. I'm going to open the cold low point drain. Remember, I have the faucet open. And then I'm going to open the hot water low point drain. See what comes out of that. It's not a lot, but it's enough to keep you worried over the winter. You know, you'd hate to have these lines, if they don't have enough antifreeze in them, freeze and burst, or worse. So one less thing to worry about, open the low point drains. Now so I have my air compressor here, and you don't want to put 120 psi. I don't know how much you want, but you don't want to put that much through there. So this particular air compressor this is the pressure in the tank, and this is the pressure in the line. So I'm going to open up this valve, and I know that the pressure valve for water is set at 40 psi maximum. The little pressure valve that you buy at your camping store that goes on your filter. So I just want some air moving. So I'm going to lock it there at about 35 psi. So not too much air pressure. So in my rig, for water, for the winterization process, I have this little jobby here. It's a little fitting that will screw on the input for where your water would normally go. And then it's got a little plastic ring around here. And then I modified a little air nozzle right in there. And then we're going to put a hose and a nozzle on the back side of the unit, and I'm going to open up some of the valves, and I'm going to blow air through it, and I'm going to make sure and get all the water out before I put the antifreeze in. Okay, super fun. Alright, so I'm taking my air tire pressure filler up nozzle. Try to get this one on. This is our normal city water intake. I'm going to screw this little fitting in here. I'm going to take this outside use hose, which needs some water in. I'm going to start by hooking it up here to the outside faucet. I'm going to open up the hot water. Open this up. The cold side. Now we're going to move to the back of the rig. I'm going to hook up to the outside valve here. Then I'm going to set this somewhere where I can see it. I know it's open, but because I'm out here by myself, I'm going to go ahead and open that so that the nozzle stays open. And then I'm going to set it right here where I can see it. When I go up there and put air in the system, I want to see that I have water coming out. Okay, so I'll do the same procedure up here. That valve back there. So you saw the water coming out of here. Now, when that mixed with the antifreeze, probably okay. But one of the things I learned, like I said, that I'm sharing, seems to work. That's a lot of water. So that's the lowest point on the rig. So you can go in and do all the faucets, but I know that we've already drained the low point water. The hot water tank is drained and still open. And we've drained the front, and we've drained the back. And so everything theoretically then has blown through the unit and out here. I'm going to leave that line hooked up with this the way it is, and this is where I'm going to start when I fill the unit full of antifreeze, which is going to be from the pump up front. We'll pump it out of one of these tanks or one of these containers, and we are going to fill this unit now with antifreeze. When we see it start coming out of here, we know it's going to be pretty full. So then we're going to come back and close this down, and then we're going to open up all the other faucets. Once the pump stops running, it says I'm full. Then we're going to go through and make sure every faucet has antifreeze in it. We're going to be running it down the drains too, in the gray, and it's going to run even into the black water tank. We're going to open up the toilet, and we're going to flush it too. We're going to put antifreeze into just about everything that I can think of in there. Okay. So this little hose configuration here, we got it from the previous owners. If you don't have one, you're going to need to make one. Anyways, this screws into the city water input, and then this little line goes into your antifreeze tank. What we're going to do is turn on the pump. So we have to have it set to run off the pump. Okay. Should be okay the way it's set right now. We'll find out in a minute. But anyways, I'm going to remove the little air nozzle fitting, and I'm going to screw this in, and then we're going to insert it into one of these antifreeze jugs, and we're going to start filling our system. And first thing you're going to see is the antifreeze coming out that nozzle in the back, and then we'll close that down. And again, we'll go through every fitting, every faucet fixture in the rig until there's pink antifreeze coming out of everything. So you can see the pink liquid coming out of the back here. Let it run for a little bit, and then I'm going to close this down while the pump is still running. So one thing I will say about this is really no sense in scrimping. And I've basically gone through 2 jugs already. And the sump pump has stopped running because the pressure in the system says I'm full of liquid, which is it's full of antifreeze. So this is my 3rd. And now we're going to go inside and open up some of the fixtures inside. And the pump should turn on automatically from the inside because it's already on. Alright, so we'll start with the fixture closest to the front of the rig. And when you open it up, you can hear the pump come on. And you'll see that now there's pink water coming out almost, or pink antifreeze coming out almost immediately. Then, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I'm going to wait until I hear the pump shut off. Then I'm going to open up the hot side. And even with blowing out all that water with air, you can still see it's pretty solid right now though. It turns pink right away. Okay, we're going to go and do the shower now. What I do is instead, because the shower drains into the area where you stand down here and it doesn't really drain well. And I don't like leaving this stuff sit there all season. So what I'll do is take the nozzle off and put it into the sink, open up the cold, and we should hear the pump come back on. You can't see, but it starts out also with water. Now it's pink. Wait till you hear the pump shut off. Hot side. It had some air in there too. It's nice and pink now. Now I'm going to leave that just sit there for a little while because it'll still drain some. Now we're in the kitchen, but because I have plenty of antifreeze, I'm going to go ahead and check and see how much I got left before I open it up again, because I don't want to start pumping air in the system. Okay, so I consolidated the remainder of the 3 gallons that I had out there left, and now I'm going to do the hot and cold water in the kitchen fixture. And again, it starts out clear. Now it's pink. Go to the hot water. Okay, now it has turned pink as well. So then the last and final step of filling the system, we've gone through the back, moved our way up front. I spared you watching me flush the toilet, but there's probably a third of a gallon down there, maybe a gallon. Okay, so I'm going to finish with this fixture up here up front, the very front of the unit. Probably can't see it on camera, but it's starting to run pink. Okay, so this has been open for about an hour or so, the hot water heater. Go ahead and close it up. So being careful to get the threads started. Make sure that they're turning and not crossed. In springtime, when we fill this tank, you have to remember to double check, make sure it's not leaking back here. For right now, that's good enough for winter storage, and we're not going to lose this plug. Well, so that's how you winterize the camper. It's ready for storage now. We're good to go for the winter. It's sad, but that's the way it is. I hope you enjoyed the video.